What's good, people? Thank you for tuning to the Payout podcast, chilling with your host Trouble. Today's date, April 23rd, 2026. We got 3 games on deck, some great games. We got New York versus Atlanta, we got Cleveland versus Toronto, and we got Denver versus Minnesota. Some great games. Now, we're gonna go ahead and start handicapping with the first game. We got New York versus Atlanta, series tied at 1-1. Head-to-head last 10, New York 6-4 straight up last 10, Atlanta 6-4 last 10, and the under is 7-3 last 10. Now New York is 6-1 against the spread last 7, 1-6 against the spread last 7 away from home though. 4-1 against the spread last 5 in April, and 16-26 against the spread away from home overall. Now Atlanta 2-4 against the spread last 6, 2-6 against the spread last 8 on Thursdays, 1-4 against the spread last 5 as an underdog, and 21-20 against the spread at home overall. Now my personal line this game, New York -1. Vegas has New York -1. In this game, man, I'm gonna go ahead and pick the road team in this game, New York -1. I do think it's gonna be a zigzag series. I think it's gonna be a good 6 or 7 game series, and I think it's gonna be every other game team win. I think both teams get a road game. I think New York gonna strike first in this Atlanta home game. Just because of the way the nature of this series, I think is going to go. I don't think New York is going to go down 2-1. I think it's going to be a 2-1 New York, 2-2 tie back to New York. So I'm going to go ahead and take New York to take the money line -1, however you want to chop it up in this game. I think right now, like I said, New York coming out -1. I think it opened at 1.5. We got some Atlanta bite. I'm going to go ahead and take New York -1. I don't think, I think they're going to be reluctant to put it as a pick. So I'm going to go ahead and just take the one right now before it goes back to either 1.5. If you get some New York bite, if it does get to a pick, like I said, either money line or -1, either one. Now the second game we're going to roll with, Cleveland versus Toronto. This is a Cleveland 2-0 series. Cleveland handled Toronto both times in Cleveland. I did expect Toronto to steal game 1. Game 2, not so much after the way game 1 went. But let's see if Toronto can go ahead and get back, or if we're going to go ahead and go Cleveland 3-0 with a chance of sweep in the game 4. Now, head-to-head last 10, Cleveland 7-3 straight up last 10. Cleveland 6-4 against the spread last 10, and the total is 5-5. Now, Cleveland is 5-1 against the spread last 6, 1-4 against the spread last 5 away from home, but they're 4-1 against the spread last 5 in April, and they're 17-24 against the spread away from home overall this season. Now, Toronto was 6-1 or 8-1 against the spread last 9 at home, 4-1 against the spread last 5 on Thursday, and 21-20 against the spread at home overall this season. Now, my personal line, I got Toronto -1 with the home court advantage. Vegas has Cleveland -3, -3.5, however you get the line. I'm gonna go ahead and take Toronto plus the 3 and the hook. I think they opened up at 3.5. I did see some threes out there. Either one, I like them 3.5. I do like Toronto to get one of these games, if not both. But Cleveland is not that great on the road. Like I said, they're 1-4 against the spread last 5 away from home, and they're 17-24 against the spread away from home overall. So I do like Toronto to get this game right here. Like I said, I don't expect them to get swept in this series. I do expect them to make this a series at least 5 to 6 games, just because of the way they match up with them. If they can steal both of these games at home, that's very great. Like I say, give me Toronto plus 3.5 in that game. Now the final game, we're going to handicap Denver versus Minnesota. Series tied 1-1. This is a great series right here. Head-to-head, Denver 6-4 straight up last 10, 5-5 against the spread last 10, so even, in the over is 6-4 last 10. Now Denver's profile 4-2 against the spread last 6 versus Minnesota, 4-8 straight up last 12 versus Minnesota, 6-2 against the spread last 8 on Thursdays, and they're 24-17 against the spread away from home overall. Now Minnesota is 4-2 against the spread last 6, 5-1 against the spread last 6 versus the West, 8-4 against the spread last 12 in April, but they're 18-23 against the spread at home overall. Now my personal line got Denver -1. Vegas line opened at Denver -2. I think they're like 2.5 trending right now. I'm gonna go ahead and take the road team in this game, Denver, on the money line. I do think this is another zigzag series, just like the Atlanta New York series. I think this is going to be a every other game team wins this series. Going to be a back and forth. Jaden Daniels did put out some bulletin board material, chalkboard material, talking crazy. I'm not saying he was wrong, but he was talking crazy, challenging Denver. These are NBA players, so I don't know if that was something you might if he believes that much in it, I'm with him. But at the same time, these dudes are NBA players. They have a 3-time MVP on their team, so I expect Denver to come out for blood. I do expect Minnesota to handle their own, but just my basketball common sense tell me that Denver comes out and strikes in this game to get up 2-1. So now go ahead and recap the games that we're taking today. We're going to take New York -1 on the road in Atlanta. Like I said, I think this is an every other game series. It might go 6, might go 7, but I do think New York is going to get this game back. I do think their auxiliary players, the backup players, going to show up on the road. You have some missed free throws here and there. Jalen Brunson got out of breath. I do think Mike Brown wants to kind of run the offense a little different than just Jalen Brown. He needs to get Cat involved in that offense early and often. I think he's hearing the tea leaves, listening to the after the game, with the reporters. That's basically what it is. We need to get Cat involved early and often. They don't have a matchup really for Cat. They don't have a big that can really stop Cat, and so I'm just expecting New York to let Cat go wild and let him do his thing. In the second game, we're going to take Toronto +3.5 at home. Toronto's going to fight not to go down 3-0. Cleveland not the best road team, gets the spread. I do expect Toronto to do their thing and go ahead and cover this spread, if not win on the money line straight up. In the third game, we're going to go ahead and we're taking Denver Nuggets on the money line to go ahead and get this back to a 2-1 series, to take control of this series in Minnesota. They were on a big win streak. Minnesota did stop them, but I do expect the bulletin board material that McDaniels put out there, and we know the whole team feels that way. I expect Denver to answer this as a championship team. Minnesota's a great team, but they're not a championship team. They don't have any MVPs on that team, and then Nikola Jokic, I think, is going to take that challenge, and I think those players are going to take that personal, and I think they're going to come out here and try to draw blood on Minnesota. So I want to thank you guys once again for tuning in. Total Payout Podcast, chilling with your boy Trouble. Today's day, April 23rd, 2026. Great Thursday, man. Some great games on deck. Got some pivotal games in these series. You got teams that don't want to go down 3-0. You got teams that want to go up. That's probably not expected to go up 2-1. You got teams who don't want to go down 2-1 on the road. That should be up 2-0 if you look at the way the game's played out. So go ahead, sit back, chill, enjoy these games, man. Please give me a like, comment, and subscribe at the end of this video. I appreciate you guys giving me your time today. And like I always say, please stay out the way, man. You guys enjoy your day. Thank you.
Hey, Rick and Thad.